Good morning, all. I'm Kamala, Assistant Professor from CAC Department. Today, I'm explaining about how to convert the given regular expression into DFA. To do this, here I have some of the rules. The first rule is construct the augmented grammar for the given expression. Second rule is after constructing the augmented grammar, based on this augmented grammar, construct the syntax tree. Then, once syntax tree is over, then calculate nullable first position and last position values for the given syntax tree. After that, calculate the follow position. Finally, if we know the follow position, then we can convert the follow position into DFA. So these are the 5 steps or 5 rules required to construct regular expression to DFA. Okay, so according to these rules, first of all, for the given expression, I'm constructing the augmented grammar. For example, here I have an expression is a slash b or a or b whole power star convert the regular expression to DFA. So this is a given regular expression. How to convert the given regular expression to DFA? Just now we discussed 5 rules. Based on the rules, my first rule is for the given expression, construct the augmented grammar. So according to the rule, first of all, I constructed here augmented grammar. The augmented grammar is nothing but for the given expression, here I have the same expression a or b whole star and add this as symbol at the end of the given expression. So this entire thing is called as a augmented grammar. Once an augmented grammar is over, then give the numbers to that particular symbols. So in this expression, I have a, b and dollar or this hash symbol. So for this particular hash symbol, give the number. So a is number 1 and b is number 2 and hash is number 3. So these are the numbers for my given symbols. So once numbering is over, and according to the rule 2, so rule 1 is augmented grammar. So the augmented grammar is over. And according to the rule 2, based on this augmented grammar, construct the syntax tree. So this is the syntax tree for my expression. So here I have A or B. So first of all, I am constructing A or B. Then this entire value whole power. Okay, so a or b and the h, and here this entire value I have an whole power and this entire value, and here the entire value dot as, here dot is nothing but a cat operator. So which means the multiplication of this entire value into ash. So that can be represented by a symbol is called as cat node. So this is called as a cat node. So this entire value cat node hash. So this is a syntax tree for my given regular expression. So for the given expression, I constructed augmented grammar. Then I constructed the syntax tree. Now according to the rules, so 1, 2 is over. Then the third rule is then calculate nullable first position and last position. Now I'm moving to the rule 3. Okay, so to construct nullable first position and last position, here I have few rules to construct how to construct nullable first position and last position. Suppose if my node is an epsilon, then its nullable position is true and its first position is pi and its last position is also pi. And its last position is also 5. If the node is I means if the node contains any symbol, it may be either A or B or C, any symbol. Okay, if the node contains any symbol, then nullable position is false and its first position is that value and its last position is also value. The last position is also value. So this is about if the node contains null value, it is a true and all its first position and last position is null. If node contains some value, then its nullable value is false. Then its value can be represented as the number or the particular value itself. Now, if node is of R node, suppose the node in the syntax tree, the node is of R node. R node means this slash. If the node is R node, then the nullable position can be represented as nullable of C1 or nullable of C2. Okay, listen carefully. The node is of R node, then its nullable position constructed as nullable of C1 or nullable of C2. Here the C1 is nothing but its left child and C2 is nothing but its right child. And coming to the first position of C1 union, first position of C2. And coming to the last position of C1 union, last position of C2. So this is the nullable value and first position and last position if the node is of R node. And similarly, if the node is of cat node, then nullable of C1 and nullable of C2. So here I am multiplying left child into right child. If node is R node, then the nullable value is left child or right child. And now its first position is, if nullable of C1 means its left child is nullable, then first position of C1 union, first position of C2. Otherwise, if left child is not nullable, then first position of C1. Remember, here I have two rules. If my left position is nullable value, then first position of C1 union, first position of C2. Otherwise, if my left child is not nullable, then means else first position of C1. And similarly, coming to last position, if nullable of C2 means while calculating this last position, right child is nullable, then last position of C1 union, last position of C2. Otherwise, if my right child is not nullable value, then last position of C2. And similarly, if the node is of star node, like this, if node is of star node, then its nullable position is true, then its first position is C1, then its last position is also of C1. So these are the rules to identify what is the nullable value, what is the first position, and what is the last position. So remember these rules. If you know the rules very well, then we can easily construct its nullable value, first position and last position. Okay. So in the next diagram, here I am explaining how to construct nullable first position and last position based on these rules only. Okay. So here I have my syntax tree. So you already know your syntax tree is A or B, whole star, cat node and hash symbol. So for this, I'm constructing the nullable value. So you already know the nullable rules. Okay. If the node is of I, then its nullable position is represented as false. Listen here. If node is I means what? Any symbol. Then its nullable value is false. If node is uh, empty, then its nullable value is true. And if node is star, its nullable value is true. And for R node and cat node, here I have a formula. Remember, for if it is a cat node, left node and right node. If it is a R node, left node or right node. So this is the rules to construct nullable. Remember carefully. Here for my syntax, here A and B and hash, these are the symbol. So symbol means what? Assume this value is I, assume this value is also I, assume this value is also I. So if it is I, then its nullable value is false, false, false. Then here I have a R node. So whenever you have R node, then what is the formula we have for R node? If it is a R node, nullable of C1 or nullable of C2. Same thing here I am doing. So if it is a R node, this is an R node, then nullable of C1 or nullable of C2. Means what? R means what? This value plus this value means false, false. Again you will get false only. R node means what? Any value is true, the result is true. If both the values are false, the result is also false. So R node, here I have a F or F. I'll get F. So this is about R node. And similarly for star node. So what is the formula we have for star node? We'll check once again. If it is a star node, then its nullable value is true. So directly for the star node, I'm writing its nullable position is true. And similarly, I'm calculating for cat node. This node is called as a cat node. Now, how to calculate nullable position for cat node? If it is a cat node, nullable of C1 and nullable of C2. So, its left child and its right child. Left child is true and right child is false. True and false. Then you will get false. So this is about nullable values for a given syntax tree. Okay. In the next video, we'll know how to construct this first position and last position. Thank you.